Hello again, Year 8. In our previous videos, we looked at we designed the table outside of the day of access. We thought of what we need to create and why we need to create it, and we decided we needed a database to hold information about students. That was what we needed, okay? We needed a database to store information about students. So we needed a table for the personal information to start with. And in this table, we designed the following fields, or we created the following fields: first name, last name, date of birth, phone number, email, address, and gender. So we created those fields in our table, and we entered the first record of the student information. Our first student record was about John, was of John. John absent, date of birth 1/1/2011, and so on. Okay, so we created that. Then we looked at the field properties. Okay, we looked at the field properties and how we can manipulate our table, how we can make our table more not robust, but make it do what we want it to do as developers, as database managers. Now we are database managers. So we set our field maximum for, let's have a look at the gender. Let's have a look at the gender. We set the maximum number of letters for gender to 10, just in case. We left the format, we left the input mask, we left caption, although we can, if I don't know anything, if it was me and I don't know anything about this application, I'll just say test, okay? And then test 2, and then test 3, and so on, and then default value test 4, and validation text test 5, and see what happens. Okay, let's have a look and see what happens. Save my work, obviously. So we have test 4 is the default value. What else do we have? I can't see any other tests anywhere, so let's see G and test 2. Can you see now? This is test 2. Input mask test 2 specified for this field. Let's try to have M. And again, input mask test 2. Even M is not working for me now. Although I said let's write test 2, and it works. Somehow it works. And test 3, can you see test 3 there? Test 3. So let's have a look at those properties now. So the caption is test 3. So this is the caption. So you see how I learn. This is how I learn, and I want you to learn this way, or any other way that makes you comfortable with yourselves and builds confidence. So this is the caption. We know now this is the caption. If we, let me go back. If we go to the design view and I take off test 3 and see what happens now, it will ask me to save, obviously, and gender comes back. Gender comes back. So now test 4 was the default value. I don't need the default value. And then if I go back now, let me save it. How do I save? Let's click here, and you can see Control S. The shortcut is Control S. If I go here and click on save, it will save it as well. Different ways to save. So I don't need this now, and I don't need this. I don't need these validations. What I want to show you now, which is very, very cool, is because we only need M or F for our gender field. For our gender field, we only need M or F. Okay, M or F. M or F. Okay, and it's gonna be repeated every time. It's going to be repeated every time. So wouldn't it be cool if we had a drop down with the current, okay, a drop down with the 2 letters to choose from. So you don't have to type M or F anymore, but you would have the ability to choose from. So how do we do that? So we go to short text and go to the lookup wizard and then say I will type in the values that I want. Click here, select this, and then click next, and here you just add your values, okay? M, F, and let's say, like I always do, test 1, okay? Let's see what happens. Now I do finish. When I go to the grid view and I click on the field or the cell, or to enter the gender, so I have my list now, M, F, or test 1, okay? So this is how you create a drop down in Access. That's how easy it is, okay? So you go to the short lookup wizard. Let's see now if it's there so we can manage it. No, let's create another one, M, and no, go back, M, and then F, and let's see if it changes anything, and go back to our grid view, and let's have a look. MF, can you see? I changed it to MF. Now if I come here, let's do another record and call it Ali Hussein, okay? Ali Hussein, and 01/2010, okay? And the number, you see, because I said the earliest would be 2011 in my validation. Did you notice? Do you remember in my previous video? So I'm gonna change it to 2012, and then go to the next field and then do, okay? And ah@myschool.com, and then address is 3 Top Avenue. I'm just making the address up, okay? The gender is M, and the gender here. Now we can select M also, okay? So nice. So let's have another one. Susan Wojtek. Okay, Susan Wojtek with a J, because I know how to write Polish. And then 02, that's 03/2011, okay? And the number is blah 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 blah. And then the email address is sw@mycoolschool.com, and the address is Dzień Dobry Road. Okay, let's give it some capital letters. I hope it's not, and it's female. And then we have 3 records to make our table beautiful. All right, so what's the difference between the design view and the grid view? So this you have to understand and you have to keep in mind, okay? The design view is where we design the table. We add our fields, we change the validation, we add our drop-down menus and stuff. So this would be the job of the database designer, or the database designer, or the web developer, or a developer of some kind, okay? This is the job of the developer. And then if you come here, this is, let's say, the admin, the school admin could use this table to fill in the records. What do they fill in? They fill in records, okay? I don't want to be long in my video, so I will leave it to that, and I will discuss further the properties, the field properties, in my next video. Very important properties. So I'll catch you in my next video. Bye for now.